All right, everybody. So what I'm going to do for you guys today is put you into a position where you understand the basics of GMass. It's a very easy system. It's not anything else that you're going to have to really understand other than it's an additional button on your Gmail. So first of all, let me kind of explain to you guys the limits of your existing Gmail. Your Gmail account right now can send out 500 emails per day. That doesn't matter if you're using GMass, Gmail, or a combination of both. You've got a 500 limit. So if you send out 500 blast emails out of GMass and you want to go send your friend an email about, meeting up this weekend, that's going to be put in a queue and it's going to be put on hold. So make sure you monitor your email messages or upgrade. So remember, GMass is $6.95 per month for the most basic subscription. That's what I use. Now, if you're going over 500 emails per day, you have the opportunity to get G Suite. Now, G Suite over here, right here, requires two things. It requires a $5 monthly subscription, so you're up to about, 12, 13 bucks a month. But it also gives you the ability to fire out up to 2,000. So that's all I really want you guys to take away from this front part. Gmail, as it stands, 500 per limit. If you get a G Suite, it's 2,000. I don't think you guys need more than 500 in the beginning. As your lists start to grow, you can update or upgrade. If you guys have any questions about G Suite, let me know. So let's talk a little bit about GMass. So what I want you guys to do, if you've never used this, is www.gmass.co is going to give you a brief tutorial. It'll take you a rundown of how this works. It's very, very, very easy. There's also some other things that you can do on the back end as you get more comfortable with the system. You can, automate this. You can set it up for different time intervals. You can check on a lot of different things. I just basically use it for email blasts right now. I use it to communicate with you guys as a team as a whole, as well as try to do some marketing as well. So when you guys review this, it's a very easy installation process. It needs to be installed and it needs to be used on Chrome browser. So when you're at your Chrome browser and you're back over here, at your tutorial, your tutorial is going to take you through, and then you're going to be able to add GMass to Gmail right down here. Just click this button. It will take you through a little bit of startup. If you are not on Chrome, it's not going to work. It has to be installed and used on Chrome. So watch the overview. Add GMass to Gmail, $6.95 a month. And let's talk a little bit about some things that we all need to make sure you protect yourself and the brand as well. We need to make sure we follow some rules. So these are some spam rules. So yes, we're going to be building lists. We're going to be sending out emails. But you want to make sure that you adhere to the spam rules. So don't use false or misleading heading information. It's got to make sure that the email is coming from a person. Even though you're blasting out 300, 400, 500 emails at a time, it's coming from your individual email. So we've got that checked off. Don't use deceptive subject lines. So it's got to be more accurately reflect the content of the message. So there's some leeway there, but you can't, like I said, trick somebody. You can use enticing headlines to get them to click through, but it can't be deceptive. Identify the message as an ad. The law gives you a lot of leeway in how to do this, but you got to clearly and conspicuously make sure that it's identified as an ad. It doesn't have to come out saying this is an ad, but hey, we're contacting you because we selected your resume. It fits into a profile of people that we're looking to talk to. That up front tells them, this is why I'm contacting you. Tell the recipients where you're located. It has to have an address on the bottom. If you see anything sent out from our marketing system in the back end, then it always has the address on there. I'll show you really easy how to make sure all of this is in your emails, and clearly tell the recipient how to opt out of these messages. Usually, there's ways that you can do it with click buttons, or you can put a message down at the very bottom in order to opt out of this email series, reply back stop. If they do that, we make sure to go on and remove them. Honor those opt-out requests promptly. Don't get in the habit. If you see an opt-out request, just go to your list and remove that. Make sure you're doing that. Honor those opt-out requests. If you are having somebody else do this on your behalf, I really don't know why you would need to. It's not that complicated. Make sure you're monitoring what they do. I'll send this over to you guys, post in the Facebook group or something. Just make sure. 7 quick rules, not hard to follow, and it will protect you and your brand. Now, on the other hand, secondarily, on kind of like secondary note of this, if you're the type of person that if you're going to send out 300 emails and you get a very small percentage, a micro percentage of those people coming back at you angry, asking you to remove it, if you don't have thick skin as a marketer, you need to develop the thick skin, or you need to understand this is part of the process. So when you hear people that have created empires from nothing, for example, one of the guys I follow on YouTube series is Grant Cardone. You'll hear Grant Cardone talk about walking into an auditorium, walking into an office, working on a marketing project. Basically, his idea, if he can get half the room to love him, half the room to hate him, he's done his job. Not everybody's going to be receptive to your messages. Some people are just naturally in a bad mood all the time, 24/7. Doesn't have anything to do with you. So make sure you get under the understanding. Sometimes you're going to get messages back that aren't too friendly, but on the most part of this entire cycle, you're going to get people that are either receptive to this, don't respond back at all, or asked to opt out. So those are the 3 types of responses. Don't worry about the people that get angry. They're going to be in there, but it's a small percentage. Now, how do we actually build our list? Well, that's going to come from a couple of different sources. One of the things you guys can do is on your LinkedIn. We went through this the other day. So if you are on LinkedIn right here, exit out of here, when you're at your main profile section, where it says more, ... right here, when you click on that, you can do a couple of things. You can save to the PDF. That's one of the first things I want to show you. So if you guys are working on ABC calls, you need to save these PDFs or the LinkedIn profiles to a PDF and insert it into the CRM file. The other thing that you can do to create the list is go to your network right here. And then what you're going to do is you're going to see all. And then once that happens, up at the top right here where it says Manage Synced and Import Contacts, when you click on that, it's going to give you this screen. Now, right under your contacts, your connections, your advanced actions right here, you can export the contacts. When you do that, it's going to allow you to download your data. So normally what I do is I pick and choose. I choose the connections, request the archive. When you do that, it's going to send you back. You'll get an email when it's done. And basically, let me exit out of this stuff so we don't have so many screens open. It's going to send you back a basic LinkedIn data export. When you open that, however many connections you have, 400, 4,000, 18,000, it doesn't matter. You're going to get all of them. It's going to be an Excel spreadsheet. So from here, obviously, you want to space that. What you're looking at is the email addresses right here. So I could take these email addresses right here and copy, these right here, all of those, go back over here, create an email, and where it says to right here, I just post all those in the to message. And then you can see right here, we've got 55 messages going out. So now what I need to do is it's not going to be personalized, of course, but you need a good email that's going to, A, have a decent headline and interest people, but the body of the email needs to have enough information to get some type of response back. Take me off your list. Let me have some more information. I'm interested in talking with you, whatever it is. See, we copy and pasted 55 email addresses and inserted it to this email in no time. This is going to take you guys 5-10 minutes a day, and if you're blasting on 100, 200 emails a day, that's another marketing leg. All we're trying to do is give you guys enough opportunity to open enough conversations. Remember, if you hear the Tier 1 ABC calls, we're not closing people. I did that in the beginning. It doesn't work. If you drag somebody in by rebuttaling them to the point they break or they finally break, like a sales presentation, it's not going to build a very healthy organization. You just want to interview them, allow them to interview you and our organization to find out if it's a good fit. So if that's the case and we're not closing these people, then all you have to do is open enough conversations that lead to enough videos that get you into a position where your managers will help you with that. This is not a whole lot of middle ground. They either see this or they don't. We want the people that see this. We're transferring a normal sales approach in a multi-trillion-dollar industry where the companies dominate and then they have the insurance agents as basically their foot soldiers. We're now transferring a portion of that market over to Virtual Financial. Virtual Financial is basically a connection, a bridge into the insurance industry where we're extracting some of that business out and we're getting it to our communities of entrepreneurs. So it's a great opportunity for you guys. So like I said, I saw this instantly. A lot of you guys saw this instantly. We're looking for like-minded people. So this is going to take 5 or 10 minutes out of your day to blast some emails. Now, you need to come up with some email ideas. So there's some ways that you can do that, and we'll come back to this email in just a minute. Some of the ways that you can do this is at VFG Pro, at your main menu. When you click main menu, under social marketing systems right here, you have Craigslist text and tips. So when you click on this, it's going to give you some ads down here. Now these ads, you can take language, verbiage, you can add to them, but it will give you some ideas. All you're trying to do is create an email message to send out that's going to warrant a response back from the other side. So in the Craigslist text and tips, you have all of these classified. Some of these are free, some of these are cost, but once again, these are great places to put your landing pages out at because, kind of like fishing, if we're at the pier and we've got 1 pole versus 20 poles, a lot better chance we're going to get some action with 20 poles. So same thing here. If you're constantly posting those landing pages and free classified ads, it's not costing you anything but a little bit of time. And then, you get into a cycle of just reposting those and you see what type of response you get back from there. This is some language and verbiage you can use for particular emails. You also have, don't forget, all of your emails now are in a social media message that are in a Word document. So, for example, of course, we have your individual URL here, but these are your 10 personal email templates. So, of course, you could take this right here and you can make an email message out of this and blast it out. You could use any of these. Of course, most of these will have your URL. You always want to give them the opportunity to respond back via email, get your contact information, and don't forget, you always want to have a good signature because the signature is going to give them, more confirmation. This is coming from a person and more opportunities. Let's visit the website. There's my social links. Read our reviews, etc. So it's important that you use your Gmail signature as an additional form of ways to get out information and additional forms of advertising. And when you're using email blasts like this, like I said, it brings a sense of personalization to it. It's not a bot or a robot out there just blasting out. Another way that you can get emails is through your CRM. So if you've got CRM leads that you've dumped, and if you've dumped them for non-communication, you can always add them to your email list. Once again, you can build an Excel spreadsheet. I've got a Word document that's got all the email address for the team. Doesn't matter, Excel, Word document, you can have multiple lists. You can have a LinkedIn, resume. You can have a bunch of different things going on that have different types of email blasts associated with it. So let's go over to sales jobs. So if you're at a resume database like this, and let's say that you try to call 50 people that day, and usually the contact rate is less than 10%. So let's say you've contacted 50 and 4 or 5 picked up the phone. Well, what I normally do is go back to where we were, creating that email, and I'm just adding emails as I go along. So if I'm at a resume database and I'm working, once again, big city around me is going to be Charlotte, North Carolina. And then I'm always cast out 100 miles because it doesn't matter. We're national. So we want the biggest net we can possibly post. Doesn't matter to me. I'll take high school, base salary, 100% commission. And then right here, once you search for these people, you can pull up to 200 of these resumes a day, guys. We pay for this and give it to you. So right here, this guy right here, if I pulled this up and if I called him and he didn't answer, well, now I'm going to take his email address right here. And I'm going back over here, and I'm going to add it. And then at the end of the day or end of that time period, whenever I've got 30, 40, 50, 100, 200 emails in here, and I've got my subject line, and I've got my email address, or I've got my email template, then I just blast it out. And once you have so many of these, it's not going to let you make a fatal error. It's going to have GMass right here. And you just click that. It's going to say, warn you one more time, you're about to send 70, 80, 90, 200 messages, whatever it might be. You go ahead and click that. And then once you do, you'll see that once it gets sent out, go back over here real quick. All of those, so there was about 50 people that wanted to be on this GMass training today that responded back. So, of course, I did the same thing we just saw. I clumped all of you guys' emails into one email, and the email was this, GMass training, 1 p.m., right here. So all of you guys got this. It looked like this when I sent it out. When I GMassed it, basically what happens is it broke it down, and every one of you guys got an individual email, and every one of you guys got an email that actually made it to your inbox. So it's skipping spam, promotion, socials. It's actually making it to your email inbox, and then you are actually going to get a report. So this GMass notifier. So I sent out 45 messages to the field, 45. Emails remaining to be sent, 0. So right here is going to give you the breakdown. So right there is going to tell you how many emails actually made it successfully to the inbox. Now, if something does not make it successfully to the inbox, what will happen is they'll try to recycle it and try to, make sure whatever the error was, try to fix it and get it back into the inbox. Unless there's a fatal error where the user account just does not exist, it will continue to cycle that through. So like I said, you're clumping all of these together into one email, you're GMassing it out, and it breaks it up into individual emails that are sent out to those particular people, making it to the inbox unless there's a fatal error, and then whatever happens, happens. So let's talk about some things that can happen. So you want to create different types of ads, different types of verbiage, different types of emails for different types of people, because if I'm emailing a third party from a resume bank that I've never really had any communication with, that's going to be a different type of email than I'm sending to my LinkedIn connection. So you want to make sure you get in a good habit of addressing the audience that you're speaking to. And let's see, so GMass template right here. So this is a template that, we could use, and I don't mind helping you guys with templates. Let me know what you need. It's all about just effective marketing to get the word out. So work from home, so I'm not going to go through all of this, but this is, who we're looking for. This is, if that's you, let's talk. What we offer. Most importantly, this is an opportunity to escape that 9-to-5 rat race. Take back control of your life. What we don't do. What we do, added 20. What we don't do, less. You want to accentuate what you actually do, the actual advantages of this platform. But we don't do this stuff, which is good. And then you're going to be able to need to tell them, at the end, a little bit about how to opt out, a little bit about what to do if they're interested. So let's go back over here. Let me see if I can. Okay, so when you're at the bottom right here, there's two things that you want to make sure to have. If you're we know how to mask those links in to make it look like, just click here. However, if somebody's never heard from you before and you're receiving a cold market email, this is one of the traps that will, how people usually install a virus. They get you to click on something. So you always want to make sure you give them the option of that, but you also want to make sure you back it up with the actual URL. You don't want somebody to stop here and say, oh, don't want a virus. You always want to make sure they understand how to get to it alternatively from the click. This message was sent to you by, Mike Amos, my street address, my city and state, my zip code. Easy unsubscribe. If for any reason you wish to stop receiving messages from me, please do so by replying stop to this email to immediately remove yourself from the list in my mailing system. So I receive somebody and they say stop, and I respond back to them, confirmed, removed, and I go back to my email address, whatever it was, the LinkedIn spreadsheet, the Word document, wherever I got the email address, and make sure it's removed. So that's basically all you're doing, and you want to send out a number of these every single day. That's all it is. It's just going through the numbers that you need to get enough people to respond back. Let me see what else. Went over the spam rules. So yeah, let me also tell you that pictures will also, they look nice in an email. So if you want to stick a picture in there, let me see if I've got one in here. Okay, let's go back over here to VFG Pro. So right over here, of course, you can Google virtual financial images. You can Google images like financial lifestyle freedom. You can put whatever pictures you want in there. You've also got opportunities here to read about, how to do some of the social media right here. And then you've also got a few pictures here. And then down here at the very bottom, unless they moved it, might have moved it one over, right here, VF, LinkedIn, and Facebook. So on this particular page, which is the main menu right there, the third one down, once you're here, you keep scrolling, and you've got some pictures. You've got these pictures, work anywhere, welcome to the future, work anywhere. You've also got some additional pictures right here. You can actually make your own pictures by using PowerPoint and exporting that to a JPEG. So whatever you guys want, obviously visuals, graphics, they make a lot of difference in an email versus a whole lot of text. So make yourself stand out. One of the last things I'll do before I open this up for questions is after your strategy call recap email, or after your strategy call recap, you guys got an email. And one of those zip folders has something called a social media swipe file. When you guys open this, it's going to tell you how to write effective headlines, whether you are looking for ways to project gains, whether it's project threats, it's all right here. Now, the top part of this number of pages, a lot of explanation. When you get to the back half back here, it's actually going to show you how to write headlines. So this is a whole bunch of ideas that will give you ideas about how to write headlines that should stand out. Now, remember, there is a difference between writing the deceptive headline versus a headline that's going to get somebody to entice. It's an email. That first subject line needs to be interesting. That's half the battle. If you're writing something boring and you're not getting enough people to click, doesn't matter how good that email is going to look on the inside, you've lost the audience on the front side. So let me kind of open this up for questions. You guys let me know. Let me unmute everybody. What questions does anybody have at this point?
Mike, it's Joel.
Hey, Joel.
When you put all those addresses in the two line, do all of those show up when they go out, or do they just show theirs?
Okay, great question. So it doesn't matter whether you put 50, 100, 300 here. What's going to happen when you GMass that out? What's going to happen when I receive something, just like when you guys received this today? Like, for example, Linda, this is what she got today. So it's actually to Linda from Mike, even though there was, another 50 email addresses in there, this is all she's seeing. So it will not show like you did a mass string.
Okay, so you don't have to BCC it then. Okay, thank you.
Yeah, no problem. It'll separate everything and it'll look really nice. Like I said, make sure it makes it to the inbox, which is a huge advantage when you're talking about marketing versus getting lost. I mean, I can't tell you the last time I looked at my promotions or social or spam really closely. So this is going to give you an idea or an opportunity to get in front of that person, get in their inbox, and entice them to respond back to either A, want additional information, or B, be removed from the list. And when you guys are marketing, make sure you give them multiple opportunities. Your name, your social links are on there, reviews of our website, your phone number. So entice them to either A, get the information from the URL, and also to have an opportunity to respond back. Give me your phone number, so you can, qualified candidates, call me to learn more about the interview process. So that's all you got to do. You got to make a few emails for different base groups of audiences and then use those every day. So if you're blasting out 100 emails a day, Monday through Friday, or even Monday through Saturday, taking one day off, that's 600 emails per week. It's almost 2,500 emails per month. If you're getting even 1% and 10% of that or something, we broke these numbers down in a previous Wednesday team meeting. If you do this over a prolonged period of time, you're going to get a result out of this. And that's all we're looking for, consistent marketing efforts from different legs that will give you guys the opportunity to open enough conversations. Who else has got questions? All right, you guys, we went about a half hour, so that was perfect. I will send the recording out if you guys have any questions, need help with emails, need help understand a little bit more. We're talking about theory in these meetings. When it comes actually down to sitting down and doing this, if you're drawing a blank, need some help, I can always hop on a screen share with you guys. So just let me know what you guys need. But like I said, for $6.95 a month, the opportunity to reach this many people on a daily basis is a deal, and you are not violating a lot of guidelines or any guidelines if you're adhering to the spam rules. So I'll send all this stuff out, post in the Facebook group with the recording, and like I said, you guys let me know if you need any help at all. You guys have a great rest of the day. Thanks.